So here's the thing with neck pain. And this is a common thing. So I have talks where we talk about only muscle pain. So it's a good question. So when you get a physical trauma, like a car accident, right? The way it works is you tear the muscles, it goes into spasm, and then it's like a sprained ankle. But physical traumas have this bell curve with how they present. They get worse, and then slowly they get better, okay? So if it was strictly physical, it gets worse, and then it gets better. Broken bones in 10 to 12 weeks heal. So when it doesn't heal properly, there has to be an emotional conflict related to it. So there's two things for neck pain. One, neck pain, muscle pains, and aches, it's considered a local self-devaluation, meaning you tell yourself something's not right with that part of my body, which can happen because you're told something's not right, right? Based on your x-ray, based on a diagnosis, you're told, oh, you're gonna have chronic neck pain because look, this looks like this. So if you believe that, then always in the back of your head, something's not quite right with my neck ever since that accident. That's a conflict. Do you see what I mean? That's a DHS. That means you're running a biological program that every time you have to do something heavy or lift, you're like, oh, but I have a bad neck. So that's one potential reason why it becomes chronic. A second one, which is sometimes more likely, it's also what's called an intellectual self-devaluation. An intellectual self-devaluation is, I'm not smart enough, I made a mistake, I'm worried about making a mistake, this is not fair. So anytime your intelligence is questioned by someone else or yourself, or you make a mistake, or you're worried about making a mistake, or something's not fair, that impacts the part of the brain that controls the neck muscles. Okay, so again, this is what I'm saying. It makes your life transparent. Because now, you can tell me, you know how many people come to me and say, oh, I've got this digestive issue, Crohn's, for the last 10 years. And I say, oh, that's an indigestible anger. What's going on 10 years ago that's me? Oh, I'm not an angry person. I don't get angry easily, right? But your body will not lie. You will lie to yourself and say you're not an angry person. But if you've got digestive issues for 10 years, what happened 10 years ago that's constantly making you upset? Well, maybe 10 years ago is when you got fired from your job, or 10 years ago is when you got married, or 10 years, do you see what I mean? So what makes people not so comfortable with this is that, look, I can tell you something about how you think about yourself from just following a scientific protocol. Because I already know if you have neck pain that's chronic, that's how you feel at some level about yourself. And then, if you really want to get blown away, how do you clap your hands? Like, so just clap your hands naturally, right? So put your palm down and just clap naturally. So you clap easily with the right hand on top, right? So you guys can try it so you'll know. If you put your hands down on your thigh, palm up, and then just clap as if you're watching, right? So do it again, clap again. So the hand that's doing the clapping, right? If you switch it and make the other hand do the clapping, is it not as comfortable? Like if you switch it so that if you're right-handed and now you make the left hand do the clapping, right? How many here are right-handed? The way you clap. No, the way you clap. Like you clap with the right hand. Right. How many are left? Okay, so here's the thing, okay? If you're right-handed, the right-handers, where is the neck pain? The left side or the right side? Which is worse? Left side.
The pain's on the left, but the thumb's on the right.
The which one?
The pain's on the left.
Yes, so the pain, where the pain is. So if the pain's on the left and you're right-handed, that tells me, because in GNM there's this biological laterality. It's called biological handedness, rule of laterality. If you're right-handed, the left side of your body represents conflicts you associate with your mother or your children. Okay? So for the right-handers, if you have left-sided pain, those are for sure mother or children conflicts. Okay? For the left-handers, you guys, it would be the right side. So because you clap with the left hand. If you have right neck, right low back pain, that for you, if you're left-handed, not the way you write, the way you clap, that's your mother-child side, is the right side. See, it's the opposite. And Dr. Hammer found that that's like for you, when you have a baby, you're comfortable holding the baby on your left hip so you can open doors and do things with the right hand. So that means this side is your mother-child side. So the same side of your handedness is considered your partner side. But doesn't mean just your spouse. That's anyone else. Father, cousin, brother, neighbor, coworker, boss. Anyone else is on the opposite, on the same side of what you clap. So you, being a sort of right-handed and it's left neck, I will say, when did it start? And then you're going to say whatever, and I'm going to say, okay, that means that around that period, you're feeling intellectually devalued when it comes to your mother or your kids. Either I'm feeling like I'm making a mistake, I'm feeling like I'm not smart enough, I'm worried about making a mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so if that's not true, then how do you...
If that's what, sorry?
If that's true...
Yes, then
right,
it's the ABCs. Then you have to break the association. So now you're aware like, I know what this is. This is because 10 years ago is when I had my kids and my mother is always on my case like I'm a bad mother. I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not doing it her way, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say. So now you have to realize this is related to that, the beginning of being a mother and my mother being on my case, not the accident. That's the B. It's not the accident. It's not my pillow. It's not a draft. It's not the way I sleep. It's my mother or my kids acting out. Because if your kids act out, it might reinforce to you that like, see, my mother's, maybe she's right. I am making a mistake. And then your neck will flare up, okay? So now the C, how do you change the way you look at it? So you have to now come to terms with the realization that, first of all, is it your mother or is it you as a mother? Is it your kids? How do you come to terms with the fact that, no, I'm the expert when it comes to my kids. I'm doing things with pure intention. It's what feels right. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody. You see how that's the work. That's the part that I'm saying is not easy.